Welcome, everyone, to Rebirth, a D&D Tale, Session 96. Where we had left off, the Lucky Sevens had taken their airship and started to fly towards the Grioran Empire across the sea, towards the city of Drakefast, specifically the fort on Newport, to meet up with General Roderus and his contingent of individuals that are now protecting the Empire from attack. Only to find that when they arrived, the Shadowhar had already been attacking and in full force moving towards the fort. Attacking with airships, flying fiends, and with the crash of one of said airships after an attack with the Daedalus, spirits have now started to vent out of the engines of said crashed ship. Landing and defeating a onslaught at the gate of the fort, tearing to pieces what seems to be a automaton made of adamantine metal, colossal in size and steam powered. Now, with that out of the way and the remaining soldiers of the fort now trying to do what they can to fortify this destroyed wall and gate, it's a moment for the Lucky Sevens to catch their breath as Drow and Grioran soldier alike begin to take up arms to defend this weak spot. So, with the battle continuing to rage overhead, several airships of both Grioran and of Shadowhar taking aim and firing at one another, with fiends flying after wizards who seem to be flying, with devices meant to aid in such, and the sort of greenish hue that the sky has started to take, with the setting of the sun as well as the drifting of spirits now hovering over the city. What do you do, Lucky Sevens?
Well, at this point, we use this moment as a quick reprieve, double check our wounded, and being able to end up saving those we can, while trying to end up making sure that the fortifications remain in preparation for the next true push. At this point, it's meat grinder. Prudence would end up dictating that we end up taking a moment to be sure to end up giving ourselves a moment to come in fresh. Unfortunately, it does so the same true for the enemy. However, I don't think that they were accounting for us having a full-blown dragon on our side. An advantage I hope that we can levy.
Imbral's definitely taken a moment to sit down and collect himself for a moment, allowing his sword to disapparate into a million tiny hairs and then into nothing for just a brief moment.
Noticing him in that regard, I'm definitely going to end up taking a moment to end up checking in on him. Is he wounded? Is he just exhausted? Is he here capable of continuing on with the push at this point? After all, I would hate to end up seeing the The last servant of Stormcrow here be cut down in this surface or hell that we've encountered.
He seems like he's winded, but otherwise fine. He didn't really take in much in the way of significant wounds. What little wounds he does have, he's taking out some cloth and just kind of patching himself up for a moment.
I take the cloth out of his hand and rinse it under clean water from my own flask. Before starting to sit by his side and start to end up cleaning them in silence. Tending to him best I can, as at the very least, he's proven he's not inept.
It kind
It's
of
good
looks at
virtue.
you awkwardly for a moment, but just allows the silence to just... Well, the relative silence kind of hang for a moment before kind of looking back to the rest of what's going on in the air and maybe what's past the wall that he could see is of the fighting still. Are you all right?
Exhausted, spent, recuperating at this point, trying to end up making sure that we are ready for the next push. The sad truth of it is that we don't have a lot of time. Best make the most of it at this point.
Yeah, you're right. And he takes the cloth that you've been using, kind of rinses it again, and starts addressing your wounds. All the while remaining relatively calm, comparatively speaking.
You handled yourself well this day.
So did you. You're not half bad.
House Mariel, suffers no weaklings. She looks out.
That much is clear.
Strange to think that I saw a day now where, at first, my people were hesitant to even come to the surface in fear of it burning. Now we're arriving because it's burning.
He kind of looks up at the sky like you do. I don't know that we could have staved them off nearly as well if your people hadn't come. So, good on the general, I guess. He can be a stern individual, but an appropriate diplomat when needed.
I'm sure.
It's why
Not
the
my
Emperor trusts him.
And after this is all done,
The are we talking about tomorrow, or are we talking about next week, or what are we talking about exactly?
he places a hand on it near his. After the war. You gotta look forward to something.
Well, yeah, peacetime is, well, both a blessing and a curse for those who are soldiers. As some soldiers can't wait to get back into into the saddle and continue on the march, but I think I'm ready to retire. Maybe, uh, take after my sister for a while and go monster hunting. Change of pace.
Monster hunting.
There's plenty of, you know, plenty of beasties and fowl and abominations out in the world that need dealing with, that pose a threat to the, average working man, and so, you know, do my part in that way. I'm getting too old for the soldier's life. Bad back and everything.
Not yet.
Well,
The bad back, I mean.
Eventually. It starts to go after 200 years.
Oh, I'm sure there will be many balms for many further aches and pains.
Are you an herbalist?
No, I have intent on causing them. Don't forget that I've already ended up making offer to the House of Stormcrow for you. And I would not see you waste your time dealing with monsters when there's something far more important to be gained. Besides, I would hate to end up having you here brought out when you're truly elderly and your back is unable to endure. Best to take you when you're still good breeding stock.
Breeding stock? Is that what I am now?
For houses to end up growing, they must end up producing heirs worthy of it.
Well,
Matrons don't simply manifest. The strength of one's house must be planned out in intricate detail and taken first and foremost into consideration. You fight for the safety of your people and your house, as do I. And after this war, we must end up looking towards the future to end up doing so. And as a emissary to the surface world, it is my job to not only observe culture and perform relations, but to be able to end up entrusting the future of House Marianne. And I can think of no better way than to end up having our traditions honored by end up taking in the firstborn or the first son of that is prized within the House of Stormcrow.
So a political thing and nothing else? I mean, you're very beautiful. Your hair is very, very striking, so. And I think metal armor does better for you than the scales you were using before. A little more, I don't know, shiny?
I was always told that I was told that the mainland was simple and enjoyed shiny things. I'm glad I will suffice.
Now, I will say one thing in regards to an arrangement such as this. It is not unheard of for arranged marriages. That much is perfectly fine in the Empire and is done more often than you think. I would.
Fantastic. Then you respect the tradition.
But I would also like to get to know you. I still owe you a date, don't I?
I suppose I can lower my standards and allow you to initiate. If all of that is the surface world's methods, then I best
Typical.
at least understand them.
It's very typical for a gentleman to
And you
approach.
consider yourself such?
Well, yes. A gentleman is not necessarily a status thing. It's a pride of personality. And thus, if you are willing, I would like to, after the Shadahar have gone and left, and we are, for the most, in a time when we don't have to worry about the next day where the sky is falling on us, that I would like to treat you to a nice dinner.
If this is how the surface dwellers perform their courtship rituals, I will be intrigued to end up observing them firsthand.
So it's a date.
It is a date. I expect strong children. She stands up and just starts walking off.
Oh boy.
Seeing that the two are now done, Vanya's just going to go over and sit down next to her brother. So,
This is your fault.
how's it my fault?
This is absolutely your fault.
It is not.
She is staking claim on me, which is both strange, alien, and assertive.
And you're enjoying it, aren't you?
Like I said, this is your fault.
It's not my fault.
You're the one
I
who
didn't do
told
anything.
her that I am the only son of the Storm Groves and apparently have gilded our family into something astounding and beautiful in her eyes, and that she desperately wants to be your sister now.
I have done no such thing. She asked about family. I said I had a brother. That's it.
And you didn't think to mention any noble house at all? Not that I'm arguing against such a thing.
Do we know any noble house, personally?
Mother and father might, at this point, given that they have moved to the city.
Yeah, well, it's too late. She has her eyes set on you.
Vanya, have you checked on Mom and Dad?
We just got back. Got back and got pulled right back into this.
You can do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm spent.
I'm damn near. Oh,
They
boy.
recently moved to Newport. We need to know if they're fine. The gate
Coffee?
was breached, but yes.
How far are we away from where their parents are?
On the same island.
So it would be how long of a trip if I was running as fast as I can?
Maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
I'm just going to look at Vanya. I'll be right back. And I'm going to take off running.
Yeah, let him, because what I've got left I need to save for anyone else who comes in. He's faster, he can get there. And if
I have the
anything,
stamina for it.
Sorry, what, Vanya?
He can keep them safe if anything. He's... Yeah, good luck trying to take him down.
I don't know if they heard the evacuation or if they made it to the evacuation point, so...
I hope.
The fort is multiple layers, there's multiple gates, there's multiple walls. I'm sure they're fine.
And if nothing else, you and I can go hunting for them ourselves.
Right. I asked her on a date.
Come on. Oh.
And she seemed a little taken aback, but is willing to observe other elfin customs.
Oh, look at you, introducing her to our culture. Good job.
I'm a terrible educator.
Yeah, well, better you than me. I think Ari might have my head for that one.
What, she started dating someone else?
You've met Arya? Jesus.
Yes, she's very beautiful and rather strange looking now.
Mm-hmm.
With the horns and everything.
Product of us coming back to life, apparently. Not gonna complain.
I guess if you're that lucky, you take your wins where you can get them. And I've
She
owed
is
Alira
one
a
more
date for 5 years, so...
Yes, you have. Make sure it's a good one.
I... What do you take me for? A Cretan?
You're my brother. Yes. And she's gonna stand up and pull him back up onto his feet. Come on.
If you insist.
And she'll start pulling him over to the rest of the group.
Okay. Arya, Lagan, anything that y'all are saying or doing during the time in which these conversations are going on?
Lagan is looking over himself and tending to his wounds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help him out with that. I don't have a lot of healing, but I have some. Who is most injured at the moment?
Lagan went down at the previous battle, so he's pretty low. He's in the 20s or so.
Oh, damn. Let me...
31.
Save your spell slots, buddy. I got you. I don't got you a lot, but I got you.
Now, before anybody starts spending spell slots, are we insisting on taking a short rest? Because a short rest will allow you to get your short rest abilities back and use your hit dice.
I think that sounds like the best idea here.
Yeah.
So before you start spending spell slots, let's get the mechanics of however many hit dice you're going to use during this short rest out of the way first.
As many as it takes.
Which is what Imbrel is also going to be doing at this moment.
Yep. I'm using some of my ranger hit dice.
Now, Kurobe, you do also have the opportunity to do so. I will say that in the time, so for 5 minutes of this time, you are able to go to the evacuation point. You are able to report back and say that Vanya and Imbrel's parents are in fact okay. They have made it to the basically the bunker that is underneath the fort, basically for civilians to be evacuated to. So, and you You find them there, and can report back, and can also take a short rest if you need it. But since
Okay.
you weren't in
It
the
looks
last,
like I haven't. Yeah, it looks like I haven't updated my sheet in a while.
yeah, you weren't in the last battle, so you should be at full health and full use of your abilities.
Yeah.
I say should, as it does carry over from when you were on the airship. So if you didn't update from the airship, you're still at that point.
I didn't use anything on the airship
Okay, so you can, if
except
you,
my muscles.
if you had taken damage from then, you can spend hit dice to recover it now.
Where is it? 'Cause I have a thing I can do while on short rest.
Yep, Song of Rest also gives additional
thank you.
dice to
Yep.
from bards to the rest of the party.
Yep.
As far as hit dice
1d6.
recovery.
Yep, an extra 1d6.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll get back. Vanya, Embro. They made it to the evacuation site okay. Everything is fine for now.
Good. So long
Oh,
as
thank God.
so long as the actual fort isn't breached, we should be fine. And it seems that they've started moving troops to the broken wall in order to make up for that as well.
What are we doing?
Well, there's still a battle going on above us. There's still a battle going on across the channel. And that's mostly either going by ship, by air, or by water to get back to the mainland. But it seems the Shadowhar are going by air.
They're going by air. So far, what we've been doing is defense. If I could make a suggestion. If we give a reason for their primary forces to turn around, then the rest of them will as well. Maybe we should target the bigwigs. If they have like a captain or superior that they're following orders from.
I've heard the name Zariel tossed around. General
So
Zariel.
We need to find her.
I don't think she's going to be hard to miss, as you see that there's a fairly large fiend that seems to be chasing a dragonborn in one of those arcade and flight devices.
Oh.
A blue dragonborn, specifically.
Yeah, we should probably help him with that. Oh,
Thanks.
I can't
Boy.
fly. Or I could go get devices for us. There might
I
be
would
a few-
say you go get devices. I can fly. And he can fly. And I point to Kurobe.
For how
Or
long?
a little bit.
Long enough to bring that ship down. Right, Kurobe?
As long as I can catch it. It's a big fiend, right? You said?
Yeah, a fairly large fiend.
Is it how mechanically how large? Is it something that I can grapple and bring to the ground?
Well, that depends. By large, I mean actually large. Where you all are medium characters, so.
Here's a secondary question. Rather than grapple, could you maybe just cut its wings off? You got a katana, come on!
it's a thought.
Yeah, but that's I would much rather disable its flight forever, but that is up to Coffee of how that works.
Well, you don't know, because this fiend looks different from the others.
Mhm.
Well, then I have a secondary idea. You're worried about catching it? No worries. And I'm going to go into my bag And I'm going to pull out a feather token, the Qual's feather token.
Ooh. What does that do?
The Qual's feather token was in one of our large hoards, and this feather token is... It's a tiny object that looks like a feather. The token is for bird attributes. You can use an action to toss the token 5 feet into the air. The token disappears, and an enormous multicolored bird takes its place. The bird has statistics of a rock,
Ooh.
but it obeys your simple commands and can't attack. But it can carry us up to about 500 pounds while flying at its maximum speed, which is 16 miles an hour for a maximum of 144 miles per day, with a 1 hour rest for every 3 hours of flying, or 1,000 pounds at half that speed. The bird disappears after flying its maximum distance for a day, or if it drops to 0 points. You can dismiss the bird as an action. And I have also got it in under the summons tab for what it is. I've named the bird Argents.
Argents. Okay. Thank you very much for being on top of creating a handout for it already. Because I realized the other day, well, I think it was yesterday, when I was doing stuff for making Emerald Sheet, is that since Roll20 has converted to D&D 2024, I cannot drag and drop spells into sheets anymore, because this was created using the 2014 sheets.
Yes, that is correct. So don't worry, I got you back.
You are a gem and a wonderful human being. I love you. So
I love you too. But that's a lot of hit points. It's a very, very big bird.
Bird. Yes, because I was just
very big bird.
I just looked up the statistics for a rock when as far as the base stats, so I have that pulled up too. So you have a gargantuan bird that you can you can be carried by if you'd like. And Imbrel is going to once his short rest is finished, he is going to go and try and find devices to try and aid you all in the flight. Now, let's see how many devices he is going to find. I am going to do a D4 plus 1. Okay, so he found 2 devices total. So these devices are going to serve as if you have the fly spell cast upon you. They will, I believe, last for 1 hour and will recharge on a long rest. They are essentially a single use of the fly spell without having to have the fly spell be concentrated upon you. So,
yes.
Okay, how many people can be from a mobile platform of the giant burb?
Up to 500 pounds. But so I would say
Gon on his own is very close to that.
Yeah.
So we put Lagon on the bird.
Well, with another one of those feather tokens, we could make a second bird.
You have a second one?
We only have one.
I have a feather token that I have been carrying since what is it? The adamantine reef?
Yeah, that you've had that for quite a while. Did you roll that it was a bird?
I don't think it was a bird.
I think it was a boat.
I don't remember what that.
Yeah, because
it was
I created
token.
I created an item sheet for it. Should be in.
That's what I'm looking for. Is the item sheet for that?
Item cards. Here you go. Because I have item cards.
I don't see it. I got the dust of dryness. Mjolnir, Cloak of the Manta Ray.
Maybe it's in one of my doohickey sheets, where it is in a.
Because I used that once with traveling with the Anne Bonnie to help increase our speed.
Yes, so that was more like the sail or a boat one or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. That's the thing about that feather token.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. Let's see.
Okay, yeah, that was.
The swan boat.
Yeah, it was the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no. It's the fan.
Or, yeah, fan.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
fan.
So you have the fan one, which is.
Yeah, I have the fan.
Use an action on the token. Up to 10 feet of air, the token disappears and a giant flapping fan takes its place.
Yeah.
Increasing the speed by 5 miles per hour on any vehicle that uses wind.
Yeah. That's what it is.
As a reminder, we do have a potion of flying.
Oh, there's a potion of flying that y'all have available. Well, there's that.
Okay, so what if, because Embro's part warlock, what if Arya, Vanya, and Embro were on the bird, and then Alira, Galagan, and myself with the one of the potions or something, or I could have the potion on me and start off with my normal wings, and if I need a potion, take it then, and we go flying after these people.
Yeah, just keep in mind that swapping a potion for yourself can be done. Were we doing the rules as written as an action? Because I don't quite recall. Yeah, so to take a potion is an action, so that you can, whether that's administering to yourself or to another, so within 5 feet of you.
Yeah.
So, yes, you have 2 devices which will grant you a flight speed equal to your walk speed. You can use your action to dash, of course, lasting for 1 hour, as if this fly spell has been cast on you. You do not need to attune to this device. It is mechanically controlled very similarly to the same way that your ship is.
Convenient.
So, kind of reads your thoughts and allows you to jetpack, basically, into the air.
Okay.
So we're going to have a half-naked barbarian and 2 Iron Men going through this.
Essentially.
I'm sorry, Iron Man and Iron Woman.
Well, if you consider studded leather Iron Man, but yeah. He's in Grioran a uniform. He's in Grioran soldiers.
No, I'm
uniform.
talking about Alira and Lagan in their
in their
armor.
respective armors. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan, guys?
Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
It means I can save a spell slot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can only upcast fly.
How long does the potion last?
I believe the potion of flying
I think it was
lasts
an hour. Look, I just had it up. Gain a fly speed equal to your speed for 1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah, if we're going to be doing these ops, I might as well just drink the potion and then be on an hour cooldown with everything else.
Yep.
So I can make sure to be up with you.
All right. So, are you planning on chasing this fiend down who's chasing down a blue dragonborn in one of these jetpacks?
I'm going to say hi.
We're gonna go say hi.
Okay.
Yeah, and by hi I mean grab it, pin its wings to the side, and Zangief that bitch into the ground.
Well, keep in mind, this creature seems to be a bit faster than you all. So you will have to go at a dash to meet up with its normal speed. So just so that you keep that in mind.
Okay.
Which is what it's doing, because it seems to be attacking this blue dragonborn, and the blue dragonborn is attacking right back, so...
Great.
Okay.
So who's on the bird again? It's Arya, Vanya, and who?
Emerald.
Emerald.
And
Zephyr.
And Zephyr. Unless Zephyr's staying on the ground.
Zephyr's got his own wings.
Oh, he
can
does.
Fly.
He does. He does.
That's
He
fine.
I'm
does.
just
I
not at a
forgot.
level. I'm just not at a level where I can ride him.
Ah, because he's not big enough yet.
Mm-mm. Which, unfortunately, with the way I have my levels spread out, I'm never going to get to that level.
Oh, no.
I forgot with the changes that Zephyr had wings now.
Yep,
My bad.
He is a flying wolf dog.
Yes.
Who's very dragon-like. So Zephyr is going to take advantage of his own fly speed.
Yep.
And three of you are flying on the rock. Two of you are flying with devices. One of you is flying with a potion. And so you all take flight. I had not anticipated this fight going on in the air, so...
Oh, it won't be in the air for long.
Okay, then if it's not going to be in the air for very long, we may be able to just start this with a bit of narrative.
Okay.
So, with a bit of a narrative start to this, Karobe, you have said that your stated intention is to reach this fiend and grapple them to the ground. Is that correct?
Yes.
So
That is my plan.
So we'll be doing this at a round per round basis, where, narratively speaking, right now it'll be y'all's turn, then it'll be the NPC's turn. If there's any interference from any of the enemy soldiers, that's going to be taken into account too. But we'll take it in narrative turns, where we do that. So, is anyone else intending to do something other than what Karobe is doing as soon as you get close? Which you do after several minutes.
Let me review. Actually, I have a great idea. Do we have rope?
You have had rope before, so whether you do not have it on you anymore, because Karobe had used it all to try and drag the enemy's ship back.
That's right.
You did not recover it.
Do we have chains?
That does not seem
Can we-
so.
Probably not.
Attached to Kaz.
Well, Kaz is on the ground. He's staying on the ground for the moment.
The only chains we have anywhere near our possession are attached to Kaz.
To his arms, basically.
Damn.
Yep.
Let me look.
It's usually something you have to go out of your way to buy. It's not something that comes.
Yeah,
with it.
I actually bought a bunch of dumb shit that, like, when the game began, that I've never gotten a chance to use.
And did you have it saved on your Roll20 character sheet? Because I never saw it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually, like, that's where I keep everything like that.
Okay, because that was not something I was aware of.
Yeah, I have caltrops, chalk,
Oh, I see it now.
hunting traps. I think I put some of it in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bag of holding items.
My
That was on
only thought.
Google Drive. Yeah.
My only thought was that if we had any like ropes or anything like that, the rock is both big and powerful enough that it could just drag the devil down to the ground.
Good. It does have its claws free and ready to be able to do that.
It does, but it can't attack.
No, it cannot. Not with the
No,
feather
and
token version.
yeah, and grapple does not technically count. Grapple technically counts as an attack. So
It does, yeah.
Well, it was an idea.
yeah. We'll just have to go with what we got.
We are close enough to the port. Should you require rope or chains, we might be able to find some, but that's going the opposite direction from where we're going.
Yes, because from narrative standpoint, you're already in the air and mounting the attack.
Yeah.
Yep. I have an absurd idea then, and we're just gonna have to go with it.
What is your absurd idea?
A polymorph spell.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're gonna do.
Well, I plan to Zangief. Yeah, I plan to Zangief this thing anyway. So.
Okay. Is Alira or Vanya doing something? Because we'll do this in that kind of order.
You know what? I was saving this for this moment. Yeah, Hail of Thorns upcast.
Okay, so you're just gonna shoot at it with an upcast Hail of Thorns.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Okay.
level 5.
And Alira.
Do I have, because this thing's well out of range of any melee attack at this point. If I understand the situation correctly, would the draw blaster actually reach?
Yes. So in this narrative space, you are able to get up to melee if you want to. Now, it
Okay,
sees
then
you
I will
coming.
definitely.
It doesn't mean it's not going to fire back at you, but you are able to get up into melee because Kurobe is intending to grapple it.
Then I will definitely get into melee at that point.
Okay, so, and Lagan is planning on what?
Lagan is going to keep a little bit of distance and throw Mjolnir.
Oh, all right, we got some attack rolls. So, first of all,
Arya. Oh, sorry.
go
You
ahead.
mind if I ask one question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does anybody here happen to have the spell Enlarge Reduce?
Yet.
Ooh,
I haven't seen it on spell lists, no.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh well.
I
No,
don't
it
have
was
it.
just I wanted the
actually-
kaiju battle.
Coffee, I'm just going to make a few rolls because we did have a short rest, if I
Yes.
understand this correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't roll the dice to see on how many hit points I was getting back, so I'm
Yep.
just going to
So
do that
roll your
real
hit
quick.
dice plus a d6 because you had the Song of
Yep.
Rest.
Okay.
Sorry, Coffee.
No worries. We're just gonna get all of that out of the way first.
Yep.
So we're gonna have the magic pop off first, and then the melee attack second. Okay.
Copy that.
All right.
Vanya, you're kind of gonna skirt the middle because you're a mixture of both.
Yep.
So, first thing we're going to do is the polymorph, and then we will have the Hail of Thorns, and then we will have the 3 attackers who are going to be in melee. Or close to melee.
Sounds great. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, right before the polymorph goes off, Arya is going to focus all of her energy and heighten the spell. So, this inflicts disadvantage. The Zariel, this target, is inevitably going to have to... how does it work again? Hold on, let me look at it. Heightened spell, I have it written in here. You can cast a spell that forces a creature to make a save or shock to resist its effects. You can spend 3 sorcery points, gone, to give one target of this spell disadvantage on its first saving throw made against the spell.
Okay.
You have to suck at this.
Yeah, I'm just looking at... Okay. I'm just looking at its abilities right now at the moment, just to see if there's any reason it gets advantage. So it normally would get advantage, so it would be at a regular roll.
Wow, I hate that.
Boss monsters.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you said a... what kind of saving throw?
It is going to be a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh, that's cacked. Ooh, yikes. That's an 18 on the dice. which would be
Total?
29.
I hate you.
Coffee.
How dare you? Stop re-rolling cocked dice. Just let them be bad.
It was cacked on a natural 20, okay?
Oh, okay.
God. Damn it. That was so many sorcery points too. Fine.
Yep.
Suck.
All right. Next up is going to be Vanya with her shot and Hail of Thorns.
Need to make a dex save if this initial hits.
Okay.
I'm waiting for a calculator to come up because I can't math. 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
Okay, dex save, please.
Dex save. Pull up a calculator.
Initial damage is 5. Please, dice, don't fail me.
Okay. And you said dexterity?
Yep. Please fail, please fail, please fail, please fail.
That's a 14 on the dice, which is a 28 to pass.
God damn you, Coffee, you're not supposed to do that. It passes, it's taken half damage, and total damage is 31.
Okay, and you have a magical...
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, normally it would get advantage on that roll anyway, but we'll just go with that. Is it 31 on the Hail of Thorns?
Yep, 31 damage.
And that is piercing.
Mm-hmm.
Magical piercing. Okay. Okay. It's definitely not happy. So let's get our attackers to go. Karobe, you said you wanted to grapple this thing, so we're going to do that contest first.
Okay. I will use my bonus action to rage.
Rage. And it is a contested athletics versus acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it's either or.
Okay.
And I have 3 attacks, so I have 3 chances.
It is
First one.
It is an action to either attack or grapple. You can't do multiple grapples.
Yeah, you can replace an attack with a chance to grapple.
Is that...
If I remember right.
That's usually part of a feat, isn't it? Like Tavern Brawler?
I am Tavern. It can be done as a part of an attack.
Okay.
So you basically replace an attack with it.
Replace an attack with it. Okay, because it's essentially a non-lethal attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so you roll your athletics. I will roll dexterity, acrobatics.
Okay, so that is
24.
31.
Ooh, so you have it grappled, and you are intending to move with it and fly downward?
So I have it, and its speed is now 0.
Yes.
So would
Grapple
that mean
just
that it
reduce-
is... So I'm holding it. Could I be holding its wings, and now we be falling?
Ooh, That is a good question, because a fly speed is not a hover speed.
No. That is what I was thinking, because if not, I think we fall like 500 feet around.
So yes, it is going to attempt to escape your grapple for all 3 of those rounds.
Okay.
So two more grapple attempts. So it is falling.
Right.
It is falling briefly. So we'll say that it moves 10 feet down per attack, which means that our flyers our melee attackers may have to. Well, will still be in range to a melee attack, if they are going to. Well, second one is a 22. No, yes, 22.
That is plus 13 would be a 26.
Okay. third attempt to get out of your grapple.
Unless you got over a 30.
Nope, that is a dirty 20. And that's a skill check, not a saving throw. It can't just succeed at that. Okay. It doesn't like that you're doing that, but it has to wait till its turn to be able to to do anything to you. All right.
Well,
so,
it gets a chance on its turn to break out. Otherwise, we fall 500 feet in the single round.
Now, keep in mind that if you are falling at that rate, which is terminal velocity in D&D, you will take fall damage.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you're aware. All right. Alira, you are intending to strike at this thing.
That was the intent.
Its speed is 0. It is not considered restrained, so you don't get advantage, but you do have your regular attack roll.
All right. Let us end up getting that attack roll done then.
Yep.
That would be a +9, so that is going to end up being 22.
Hits.
Hits. Okay. That is 10 points of damage on the first one. Roll for the second one. I'm pretty sure 11 doesn't do it.
Is your weapon magical?
No, it is not.
Okay. And then second roll was a miss?
Yep. I'm presuming unless 11 hits.
No, it does not.
Okay. Then, yeah, that's all I can do at this exact moment. Actually, oh no, I don't think I can do that as a bonus action.
Oh, what is that?
No, don't worry about it. I'll research it later. I'll
Okay.
pass for now.
No worries. Lagon, you are intending to throw a hammer.
Yes, I am.
So you would be at short range, so you're fine.
Okay. Wow. So first roll, natural 20. And because I'm going to put my divine strike on this, you said multiply the dice, not the numbers on the dice?
Roll the dice again.
Oh, ow. That's let's see. 24, 36, 38. Let me check something really quick. +2. That is, well, okay, so 8, 16. So
It is important to separate out damage if there's multiple types.
that's what I'm doing right now.
Yep.
So let's see. 18 plus 8 is 26 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and it's going to be 16 points of lightning damage from the divine strike.
Okay.
And yes, the weapon is magical.
Yes. Fantastic. All right. That is your attack on that. So next up, we're going to come to Embrol. Embrol is on the rock, which means that he has to fire from range, which means he's going to shoot a couple of Eldritch Blasts.
Eldritch Blast. Sorry.
So let me open up his sheet. Which he's not terrible at. He likes to be in melee better, but this'll work. So he gets...
Well, like brother, like sister.
He gets 2 shots with his Eldritch Blast right now. Which...
Look, there's not family traits between these two. Not at all.
Alright, so first one he's going to fire. Well, that's a natural 20 on this boy.
Get it.
So he has 2d10 for that damage roll. And can actually choose to bring that creature 30 feet closer to him if he wanted.
Is there even anybody else want to ride the sinking ship?
That's 6 plus 5, that's 11. 11 force damage, and second shot. That's gonna miss. So on the first shot, he's actually going to when you see the Eldritch Blast go out, you see that there's a sort of long trail of hairs that seem to follow it as the gears, and it sort of just manifests in sort of almost like a metal maw that kind of chomps onto the fiend that you're holding onto, Kurobe, and you feel as if the both of you just lurch backwards for a brief moment, and then you see that Embrel disappears and is now on this creature with you, Kurobe. He disappeared into a puff and instantly landed back on this thing. He wants to actually dig his sword into this thing next round.
Okay.
And in order to do that, he has spent a spell slot. And is concentrating on a spell that he used with his bonus action. I forgot to do that beforehand, my bad. But yes. He is doing that.
How many shots does he get?
He only gets 2 Eldritch Blast shots.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? He's going to action surge.
Oh, whoop her ass!
He's going to action surge, and he's going to take 2 shots with the blade that he has in his hand too. He's better at this than Eldritch Blast. Well, the first one's going to hit, and the second one's going to miss, I think. Yeah. Miss. So the first one... Damn. If only that was an 18. Okay. He is one-handed wielding this. So that's D8. Which is going to be 13 damage. Alright. That does it for Emberl's turn, which brings it to this thing's turn. You see that the blue dragonborn has gone off and started to fly away down towards the fort, as you probably would have expected. And then this creature, very, very angrily, let's see, what can it do? It is going to... Ooh, does that need somatic components? She's grappled, but she's not restrained, so there's nothing keeping her from casting a spell at this very moment. So... So she is going to Dimension Door directly 500 feet down, leaving Imbrel and Kurobe behind.
Okay.
So you are free falling.
I can fly. I'll just grab Emerald and fly down towards her.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a quick athletics check just to see if you are able to, like... It's not like he's terribly heavy, but it does require a little maneuvering because he wasn't exactly in an optimal position for you to just
I actually
grab him.
rolled bad on this, so you probably could have broken out. I only rolled a 22.
Okay, so 22. You can easily grab Imbrel and start flying back down. You all are welcome to go after her if you want to start flying after her.
Oh yeah, we're going after her.
Okay. And you're spending your actions to dash this turn?
Gonna have to.
Gonna have to. She's way faster than we are.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to use terminal velocity to get there and fly at the last second.
That's harder.
Don't rip your wings off in the attempt.
That's harder than you think. So, you all are flying at your fly speed downward?
Yep.
All right. You make the flights. Let's see. How does this work exactly?
If I can, on the way down, I'm going to pull out my sword and turn it on. I don't know if I can one arm.
I actually shortchanged Imbrel on some of his damage.
Ooh.
He needs a couple more d6. Because he cast Hex. Which is 7.
Hex is always fun.
Has 7 necrotic. Is this creature resistant to necrotic damage? No, it is not. Fantastic. So, you all get to chase it. It is still flying, so it's flying at 80 feet per round, but is 500 feet away from you at the moment, flying downward. So it's going to take some time to catch up with it, especially since it knows that you're following. And Hex does not sadly work like Hunter's Mark, where he can keep an eye on it for the entire time. However, he does tell you that that Hex is going to last like 8 hours. And has specifically targeted it so it doesn't, like, that it's bad at getting out of grapples. Okay,
so it's just flying straight down?
No, it dimension doors straight down. You all are flying.
And now it's flying. Now it's is it just flying straight down, or is it flying across?
No, it's flying across the city.
Oh, okay.
So, it is going to take some concerted effort for you to catch up with it in order to continue the fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna, if I can, put Emerald back on the rock and then fly after it.
Yeah, because you all essentially have the same fly speed altogether. Well, the rock can actually fly at 120 feet. It flies really fast.
Yeah, we're
But it's
doing
also-
half that at best.
Yeah, because it's also carrying 3 individuals. So it can go 120 feet a full round when dashing. But I don't think you want to split the party like that. Because you all maximum have 60 feet per round. So, unless you have something else that you want to do, it's kind of at an angle to you now, which is near 500 feet straight down, but almost at an angle at this point. So anything that you have that has a range of, say, 300, you could still use. If you intend to use something.
I mean, I can shoot further than that. It's just gonna be at disadvantage, probably.
It would be a disadvantage because you are using a longbow.
Yep.
Even if I spend both of my channel divinities at this point, there's no way I can get anything higher than a level 2. So
Yeah. So now that it is that far away from you and looks to be like it is just flying over the city right now. It on just kind of in a retreat fashion, maybe trying to regroup.
Are we going in the same general direction as General Rodrus went?
General Rodrus has kind of flown off and disappeared from view. You're not entirely sure where exactly he went.
I was just asking if we're going in the same general direction I had seen him fly off to. Not that I kept up with him.
Yeah,
I was more intent on...
You're assuming he went back to the fort. You guys are kind of flying over towards the mainland, which is where the fiend is headed.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take that shot at disadvantage.
Okay.
Ensnaring Strike is gonna be attached to it.
Ensnaring Strike.
Yep.
Get it, girl.
Here's to hoping. Thank you, luck. 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Great, it needs to make a strength saving throw, please.
It is at advantage for those.
Initial hit is going to be 7.
7 points, okay. And then Ensnaring Strike, which it has advantage on.
And I was casting this at 2nd level.
Okay. So that is strike save, you said?
Yep.
Oh, well. Would a 19 pass?
Barely. Yes. Damn. Coffee, please.
Look, that's it. That's its low saving throw.
Yeah. Damn. Well, it's not taking any damage from that. I'm going to go ahead and fire a 2nd arrow at it, though.
Okay.
I don't think a
Vanya-
17's gonna hit.
Nope. It's Vanya the sniper, though.
Yeah. So 2nd arrow misses.
Alright. 2nd arrow misses. You also are starting to see that some of these spirits that you've been seeing in the air are kind of meandering their way towards you too. They're not very fast, but
Yeah.
so that's
I'm just trying to catch
meandering.
this thing.
Yep.
Yep. And so at the speeds that you all currently have, it will get to wherever it's going before you can catch up. So that's how it will work out narratively. It disappears into the city somewhere.
Fuck.
Keep looking for it.
Yep.
Okay. Are you landing to do so, or are you continuing flying to do so?
It'd probably be easier from the air, wouldn't it?
It's up to you guys.
I'm continuing to fly to do so.
Yeah, Vanya's gonna be up in the air to do so.
Okay. So because you're up in the air and there's no real tracks to follow, it will be a survival check, but the difficulty is going to be very high.
Okay.
I have a +4 or can assist.
I will take the assist because I've got a +8.
Okay. As a ranger, you should. Thank you.
The assist is what? Just giving me advantage on it, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. That. Kirby, I love you.
You're welcome.
That's a nat 20 on my second die.
Hot damn. Get it,
Roby's
girl.
just like, the bitch went that way.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
you are able to track it to where it went. Let's see how I'm going to do this here.
I don't like this. He's scheming.
He's always scheming.
I'm trying
I know.
to figure out how to word this more like.
Oh no, I'm
Fair.
joking. I'm filling dead air while you're thinking, trying to entertain the audience.
Okay. So you see it out of the corner of your eye as it's moving, flying between buildings. You figure that you have a good opportunity to catch it at an intersection and cut it off. You might not be able to stop it from flying anywhere, but you can definitely cut it off and maybe get another round in of pelting it if you maneuver in specific ways, because it seems to be weaving in and out of alleyways in the fort city. And so
Okay.
Doing what it can to, because it's not really attacking anything at the moment. Not even like it's attacking soldiers, maybe to peck them off as it flies by, but outside of that, isn't going for civilians. So there's that. So what that means is, do any of you have a way that you are going to attempt to restrain it or keep it from flying?
Hi, my name's Karobe.
I can try something.
Because
All
that
I've
will
got
determine
is-
whether or not I go into another narrative round, or if we go into actual initiative.
Coffee, I can do a grapple attack. This round I could do 6 rounds of grapple attacks if I fail. But I'm going to warn you that as soon as I'm next to it, the moment it moves out, I have Sentinel.
Oh.
So if I hit it with an opportunity attack, it can't move.
Okay. A standard attack is not an opportunity attack. Just keep that in mind.
I know, I'm
might
just saying.
have an answer.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to try and cast Compel Duel.
Ooh. One of my favorite spells for paladins.
Yeah, all I've got is Ensnaring Strike, and there's no guarantee that's gonna work.
Okay.
So
I will.
go ahead.
We'll do another narrative round, So
Okay.
in this case, we're going to do another round where you all go first, they'll go second, and we'll go from there. Now, something to keep in mind. Oh, it doesn't actually. No, it does. Hang on. It does have an aura that needs to be contained to be to be considered, because I didn't consider it last round because it didn't know that you were coming around. So it is exuding an aura now. So with you all moving closer in this round for a moment, I need you all to quickly make a wisdom saving throw.
Is this against being charmed?
Uh, I would say so, given that it's an enchantment of some kind.
Cool. That means I have advantage.
So anyone who has advantage on charm would have advantage on this.
Dirty 20.
Fail.
Oh.
Oh!
24.
Pass.
Well, if a dirty 20 fails, then a 3 definitely fails.
Don't forget, if you are within, you get a +3 when you're around Alira.
Yep. So you're all be considered in that aura.
That's a 21.
Oh. Oh, okay, so
And that,
plus another 3, 23.
Pass. Pass for 21.
21.
23 passes, 21 does not.
That is going to be a 22.
Just miss.
It's okay, Derek. We're in this together.
So, for this round that you failed on, you will be considered confused, but it is only just for this round. So,
Does that mean we just like lose our turn?
there's a number of actions that I can roll for you.
Ah, okay, so
Since
it's like a table thing.
Yeah, since it only
Okay.
lasts one round, it is going to be just one thing that you end up doing, and then you pass the rest of your turn. So, it was Vanya who passed, and Lagon who passed. The rest failed, yes?
Did you roll for Emerald?
Oh,
Yeah.
Imbrel. I did not roll for Imbrel.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to roll for Zephyr. Come to think of it.
And, ooh,
Hang up.
Imbrel gets a natural 20. Good boy.
He casts Confusion. It's super successful. The world is
Oh, Zephyr has a +6 naturally to this too.
Nice.
Not that he needs it, because of course Doggo's gonna roll that 20.
Nat 20. Okay, so it's only Alira, Arya, and Karobe who fail. Okay, so let's roll a confusion for each of you. So that is a d10. Alira.
Hold on. I'm confused. What is... Confusion isn't part of 2014's rule set.
Yes, it is.
As a status effect?
As a one-turn status for this monster.
Okay. Alright.
It's not a status effect, it's as if you had been confused with a confuse spell.
Okay.
Oh,
That's fair.
he's effectively using it as a spell-like effect.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Alira, you cannot move or take actions this turn.
All right, I pass the turn.
Arya, you cannot move or take actions this turn.
Okay.
Karobe. Randomly attack a creature within range. Make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within range. And you are within range of basically your whole party at the moment. So,
All right. Sorry, guys.
since there is there's 6 creatures, I'm gonna roll a d6, which includes your
I
enemy.
care about end roll the least. No, I care about the enemy the least.
Hang on. Wait, I don't have a way to do a d7 unless Roll20 has a way for me to do d7.
Yeah, you can type roll 1d7.
Okay, that's gonna be the monster. Make an attack roll. You only get 1 though.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm not cleaving into one of my friends. I'm okay with this. All right, so that is a. Let's see. I get a +10, so that is a 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
Does fire damage matter in resistances?
Yes, it's immune.
It's immune? Okay, so I don't need those 2 dice. Alright, I can reroll those. So that is 7 plus... Oh, that is 16 points of slashing damage.
Ooh, nice. Toasty. Okay. Yeah, it is looking pretty hurt. It's not. It's having a hard time with all of that. But that's just its aura. Now it gets to take its own turn. Oh wait, no, because it's y'all's turn first. So
Yeah.
y'all would have. Yeah, starting with Kurobe, the other 2 are confused and pass the turn. Lagan and Vanya, what are you doing?
Ensnaring strike.
Ensnaring
level.
Strike. Hell yeah, let's go.
Initial hit. Thank you, God. That's a high number.
Oh, yeah. And rolled it last.
23 to hit.
23 hits.
Okay, strength save, please.
Strength saving throw.
And it's taking 10 points piercing.
Okay, let me take that here. And your bow is magical.
Yep.
Ooh, I don't think that's gonna do it. A strength save all of 10.
It fails. It's restrained.
Ooh.
And it's also taking 4 points damage.
Ooh, actually, it has legendary resistances, so it's going to spend one of those to auto succeed.
Coffee.
This is the kinds of monsters you're facing now. But that's a legendary resistance down.
It's hammer time again.
Well,
All right, hammer time Lagan.
Son of a bitch. That's another natural 20.
Of course it does.
I'm
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying I believe it because it's you.
I know the view sucks. I wish I could share it.
No. I'm just laughing because it's funny.
It's funny, but sometimes it's not. Okay.
look, how do you think I feel Zephyr?
Yeah,
Zephyr rolls
Puppers.
more nat 20s than I do.
Yeah, Puppers it definitely is out for blood sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have checked those dice too. Multiple times.
So,
The dice want to tell a story, all right? Sometimes that story includes violence.
so 24 points of bludgeoning damage and 10 points of lightning damage this time.
Okay. The lightning, it seems to kind of just shrug a little bit, and it doesn't really do a whole lot. But the fire that you've seen Kurobe as part of his sword is completely ignored. But you see that this is doing at least a little something.
Okay.
It's more that you're bashing this fiend woman, over the head with your hammer that seems to be the real kicker here.
Well, she shouldn't attack my friends.
Okay. And then Emerald also had passed. So boy is get up all upons and is going to, since the creature is still hexed, is going to take a couple swings with some swords. That very gnarly looking sword that he's bonded to. It's like the thing is created based and just kind of attached to him and all of his scars. So
well, with the way you said that, may the Schwartz be with you.
Takes 2 swings. Ooh, that first one's gonna hit. Second one is not. So he gets this and this for damage. Okay. So that's 16 damage. Just the one hit. And does he have a bonus action he's gonna do? No. He does not. Okay. So that's Emberl's turn. Which then brings us to the creature's turn. Its aura has affected you all in the way that it's going to. And let's see, there's Vanya and Lagon are at range. Ari is at range. Emberl's in melee. Alira's in melee. And Kurobe's in melee. So it has 3 targets it can choose from. So I think what it's going to do is going to hit all 3 of you.
Bring it!
I would like to impose disadvantage on its attack to Kurobe.
Okay. We'll roll that first. Oh boy, that's not a good swing at all. That's a 2 on the dice, making it a 16 to hit.
Yay!
That is my armor class.
So that hits.
It needs a nat 1 to miss. Okay.
Yeah. I have a health pool, not an armor class, you guys.
That is 12 points of slashing damage and a Constitution saving throw.
And a Constitution saving throw.
Plus
That's
3.
Cool. Okay, that's a plus 11. So that is a 28.
Pass. So you take half damage. Are you immune to poison?
I am resistant to cold, necrotic, and radiant.
Okay. Ooh, that's a nice roll. It's gonna be 15, half to 7 poison damage. All right. So, with that being said, let's move into an actual arena, shall we? So, give me a second to... We're going to be on break for a brief second while I set up. In the meantime, get yourself some water and some food and things, and we will be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everyone, to Rebirth, a D&D tale. Our characters have landed and are now facing the general of the Shadowheart army. One that they've come to know as Zariel. So, I need my player characters to roll initiative.
4.
5.
Cleric initiative.
15.
14.
And Arya?
20!
20! Nice!
20!
Yes. So... Did I get everybody? Vanya, what was yours again?
15.
Okay. Alright. So it's going to be the general and then all of you. So, let's take a look. So, there's that. And then, there is... Arya and Vanya, you are right here, so you are outside of the aura at the moment.
Oh, good. I was about to say, I would like to not be in the aura. Ever.
Yes.
The whole point is I don't get close. I'm too squishy for that.
Those who have already succeeded are immune to the aura, which was Lagon, Vanya, and Emerald. Karobe and Alira, I think you're the only two that would need to make the wisdom saving throw.
Alright, it's plus what, Derek?
+3.
Plus 3. Okay,
Yes.
so that is
Right next to Alira.
Wisdom, I have an 8.
8. Okay.
natural 20.
Ooh. So Karobe, you are furthermore immune for the next 24 hours. Alira is the only one confused.
Uh-oh.
So let's determine
That's the turn again.
Let's determine what you're going to do on your turn when it rolls around. On your turn, you can act normally.
Oh,
Excellent.
that's surprising.
So, you are not immune at the moment, not until you successfully save, but you can act normally on this turn coming up. So, with the aura out of the way, the next step is to make some attacks.
Now, just to be clear, I can act on my turn as normal,
Yes.
but I lose my reaction because of the confusion, correct?
You can act and move normally is how the effect is worded. So
Okay, then I will
an
definitely...
affected target can't take reactions. So your reaction is still not in effect, but you can on your turn act normally.
All right. Thank you very much for clarification.
So let's... This particular devil is looking at all of you and your assortment of dragon-related gear and or appearance, and isn't very happy about it. So, what she's going to do for this particular turn anyway is going to summon herself some friends. And she can put them here in an unoccupied space within 60 feet. Okay. So she is going to have them all appear behind each of you in melee range of her.
And what are these?
These are devils. Very specific kind of devils. If you would like to make an Arcana check, you can determine what types if you would like.
Sure, I'll try.
They also get their own initiative.
-1.
Hey, Lamau. Well, they're at the bottom of the round. Great. A lot of good that's gonna do.
If someone else wants to make one, that's fine too. I just wanted to try.
Oh, I was making mine. You said that was Arcana, right?
Yep.
Total of 20.
You haven't done a whole lot of study on the types of fiends that there are in the world, but for some reason you kind of know these ones. They're called Aranyas.
Aaron, yes. Okay.
They are... They're winged fiends that kind of have a slender, almost kind of seductive look to them. They don't seem to be... They seem to be wearing armor of the Shadowheart Empire, so there's that. But, yeah, have a very, enticing form to them. So, that will do it for the General's turn. Arya.
Okay, first thing I'm thinking is I'm looking at the scene and I'm trying to figure out how I can disable some of these enemies. God, I am not in a good position with my spell slots. Okay. Alright. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon at level 2.
Okay,
First and foremost.
weapon.
And then...
Where are you putting it?
Let's put it right next to one of these Aranyas, whichever one is closest.
Okay, go right there.
And that gives me an automatic spell attack, so I'm going to go ahead and take that.
Yeah.
Bonk.
Bonk. I forgot how to do this.
It's a spell attack. So it's
Your spell attack.
Modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to find where I can do this with a button press, but I don't think I can.
Not unless you have the attack set up, yeah.
Why must I do this to myself? Okay.
Let's roll a d20 plus spell attack.
Yep. One d20 plus 5.
You
That's
get
a
your full
17.
spell attack modifier to that, so that's plus proficiency too.
Oh, plus proficiency? Then
Yeah.
that's going to bring that up another 5, so 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22 will hit, and there it is.
Cool. All right, and then at its current level, I think it's just 1d8 plus spell modifier. Let me double check. I wasn't super prepared for this. Sorry. 1d8 plus spell casting ability modifier. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and that's just going to be 7, but I'm going to follow up with a Sacred Flame. Because as it turns out, the casting spiritual weapon is a bonus action, and then actually using it in the same turn is a free action.
Yep.
As soon as it's cast. So Sacred Flame on that same Aranus. I have a range of 60 feet, so I can see it, and the target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save. Okay. That is a 25? 18 plus 7? 25?
Yeah, that'll succeed.
Okay. But you did bonk it, so.
I did bonk it. Yep.
Okay. So that's your action and bonus action?
Mm-hmm.
You move.
That's all I really got. I will move to partial cover. Where can I go for partial cover?
Partial cover would be like right here behind this wall corner.
Okay, I will take that then.
Because if you got fully behind it, that'd be full cover.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna settle myself in partial cover, and just keep blasting from there.
Okay. Vanya, it is your turn, but first, a legendary action.
Great.
One attack on... One attack on Kurobe is going to happen. That is going to be that's 32 to hit.
Hold on, I gotta check my armor class, Coffee.
I was very confused as to how high that number was. Very.
So that doubles my armor class, I'm pretty sure. No. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, it would be 42. Almost doubles.
So that is...
No, wait, it does double. I did my math right the first time. I second-guessed myself. You literally doubled my armor class, Coffee.
Damn, that's 14 slashing damage. And Constitution saving throw.
Alright. On save... 19 plus 11, 30.
Whew. Pass. So you take half. So that is 17 poison damage, half to 8. No, 7.
Alright.
Okay. That is its legendary action completed. Vanya, your turn.
Okay. The big fiend is going to get a couple of arrows.
Pew pew.
So first one is Let's see those things want to pop up for me.
And you're talking about going after the general, right?
Yeah. 24 to hit.
Hits.
9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Second arrow.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Woo! Gross.
Another 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then using bonus action to tell Zephyr to go bite one of the Erinyes.
Alright, one of the areas.
The way you guys have been pronouncing it hurts.
What is it?
They're saying Erinyes. It's Erinyes.
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 That's how it was pronounced in every D&D show I've ever watched.
It's okay. If I have to deal with Metis, you can end up continuing on, okay?
It hurts. It hurts knowing my mythology.
Oh, I don't mean to do that.
Okay.
Of course, Pepper gets a nat 20. Because why wouldn't he?
Coffee, I have a saying for this moment. You say tomato, I say go fuck yourself.
I'm not going to worry about rolling for the fire damage.
No, yeah, because
It's
it's
not
immune.
going to do anything.
Let me
7
actually
points
double check.
piercing.
Yes. The Erinyes is definitely immune to fire damage. How much?
7.
7 piercing damage?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I need to double that. Sorry? 9. 9 piercing.
9 piercing.
I forgot, he did a Zephyr thing again.
Did a crit thing, yeah. He did a crit thing.
Yep. Good puppy.
Good boy. Okay. Bonus action, Vanya? Or moving?
Him attacking is my bonus action.
Oh, it was. Yes, that's it. You moving?
Mhm. Nope.
Nope, just sitting right there. Sitting pretty. Okay.
I'm giving Arya some defense,
Yeah,
basically.
Right. Well, at the top of Embril's turn, the the lovely the lovely general is going to legendary action, just deciding what it wants to do. It is going to cast a spell. We're gonna cast a hold monster. Karobe, wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm not a monster.
You are considered a monster because I can target any creature within range.
Did they change how hold monster works?
Yes. Well, no,
Oh.
that's been the case all of the time. Hold person is humanoids only. Hold monster is any creature.
Oh, okay. I never really.
Specifically,
I thought
the
it
spell
worked
says
differently.
it doesn't work on undead, though.
Okay, that is
Choose
something
a creature
that.
you can see within range. The target must succeed a wisdom savings throw or be paralyzed for the duration.
Okay,
spell
so
has
the
no
reason they
effect
call
on
it.
undead.
I never looked at the spell. I thought that it was just it had two
What it
different
does on the-
pantheons.
No, it does
Yeah.
on the tip. No. When
Okay.
it says hold monster, it's specifically trying to say we've expanded what this thing
Yeah,
will do.
I got it.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That is, I've been playing for years, and even I learned. So,
Hell yeah.
what am I rolling?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom. Okay, that's not terrible. Come on, baby. Okay, That's not terrible. 16 plus 7. So that's 23.
You just save.
Fuck yeah!
Well, that's all
I
his
hope that was
legendary
because of my
actions.
+3.
It was because of your +3. I'm going to reach out and hug Alira and kiss her on the cheek.
Well, with that, and the legendary actions for the turn having been spent, it's Imbral's turn. Imbral is going to... He still has it hexed. He's still concentrating on that, so there's that.
Mm-hmm. So you get some D6s.
Does he have something else he wants to do instead of attack? Yeah. He is going to cast a spell. It's probably one that he's gonna end up wasting, but you know, it's an instant spell that he wants to use. So
You miss every shot you don't take, Coffee.
He's gonna attempt a blight. So boss creature must make a Constitution saving throw. Which is one of its better shots, so... And it has advantage. He's choosing the wrong
Was
thing
the
to
hex
do.
one of the ones that, like, reduces one of the stats?
It reduces an ability check, not saving throws.
Oh, okay.
And it's disadvantage on ability checks. So grapples, for instance, being an ability check, would be disadvantage.
Okay. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, that's why I was asking.
Well, creature does a natural 20, which does mean half damage. So there's that. I'm gonna roll on here. And then... And that's halved. So he takes 31, half to 15 damage. But you see that his eyes, those of you close by see that his eyes just go black as he reaches out and nearly touches the thing, but allows, like, the black sort of scars that come out from his sword and from his scars just kind of wrap around the monster and just kind of, like, start digging into its skin. But he's a little disappointed that it didn't work as nearly as well as he thought, because he's practiced on trees. He's seen how fast they wither. This was a little disappointing.
Okay, Emerald. Performance anxiety, it happens to most men at some point in their lives. It's...
Okay. That's Imbral's action. He doesn't have another bonus action that he wants to do, so he's staying put. Lagon.
Well, how close am I to Alira?
10 feet.
Okay. Who's that standing next to me then?
Yeah, that's Imbral standing next to you.
Okay. I thought that was Alira. Okay, that's not going to work this time.
Imbral
So...
and Aranese.
Okay. Ernie's behind us.
Mm-hmm.
She's in front of us. You know what? Alright, I'm going to use my bonus action to harness divine power, expending one spell slot of my, or one slot of my channel divinity. And regain a second level spell, and I am going to shoot a guiding bolt into her face.
You are in melee, so you're at disadvantage.
I know. Because I can't really back up and get a better.
Nope.
Okay, so at disadvantage, that is going to be 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Wait, it's actually 27, sorry.
Fair enough. And that is radiant damage?
Yeah, it's going to be radiant damage.
So over the course of time, you have seen that this thing does do a bit of healing on its own. As soon as you hit it, it stops.
Okay.
Ooh, good to know.
One more. Where'd you go? Fuck it, I'll just reroll one of these. 15, 21, 26 points of radiant damage.
That's a nice hit.
And the next attack that goes against it has advantage.
Ooh, let's go. Guiding bolt. Be the dopeness. And you spent your bonus action, so are you moving anywhere?
No, because if I do, I'm taking attacks of opportunity not only from the big girl over here, but the Aranese behind us.
Yep, that's true. That's very true. Okay. Which does bring us to the Aranese turn. And each one is going to take their attacks on each of you that's in front of them, which are melee attacks, which they get 2. And they're wielding long swords with 2 hands. So, first, number 1 is attacking Lagon. Ooh, ouch. Ouch. Ouch indeed. That's 2 natural 1s.
That's not gonna cut it.
I think you may miss.
Nah, yeah, that would all of total break a 9. Second one is going after Emerald. 2 attacks. Let's see. 22 and 19. Which I think just hits Emerald. Yes. So he's going to take 2 swings from them. Which is... D10. That's 7. Hold, please. And then 3d8 on that. First one. Where's my other d8? I don't have enough d8s. Okay.
Always a great problem to have.
Okay, and then 14 poison damage on Emerald. Okay, he's taking
My bay!
solid hit on the first one. Next, second hit, one that hit. Ooh, ouch. Ooh, ouchie, my bones.
Can you not kill my brother, please?
God, I wish I had a reaction.
I think I do.
Ooh,
I think I might.
that's a nasty hit on him. He is looking kind of bad.
Can I use cutting words on that second one?
For damage? Yeah, you can do that.
Yep. So that's gonna be a bardic inspiration that he is taking away. 8.
-8.
Minus
Okay.
8. Thank you, dice.
Yay. Okay. He's not looking so bad, but he's not exactly the meatiest character in the world.
No.
Then number 3 is going for Alira. I don't think that's gonna work. First one's a 14, second one is a 24. Alira. Does a 24 hit?
Does a 24 hit? I believe it does. 24 is my armor class.
Okay. So,
Damn, girl.
girl's got magical armor.
He is the Iron Maiden.
Yes, that's going to be 9 points of slashing damage. And then 13 points of poison damage.
Poison, actually. Hold on. What's it? No, that's disease. Alright, so 13 points. Okay. Oof. Okay.
Number 4 is going after Kurobe. And Kurobe, you getting smacked around, my friend.
Okay.
And you passed on that hold monster, right? Yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah. Barely, because of Derek.
The Ernie's is gonna be a 26 and a 15.
1 hits.
Okay.
I'll let you guess which one.
9 points of slashing damage. And 8 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Okay. Which brings us to Kurobe's turn.
Hooray! I am going to use my bonus action to yell and shrug off my shirt.
So that you can re-enter your rage.
Yep.
Okay. I would like to run.
Yes.
So what
And then I'm going to tee off against this person.
the general?
Yep.
Okay.
First attack is a 20.
Will not hit. That's a miss.
Oof. Second attack, a 29.
That'll hit.
You know what? Let me do my third attack. I can roll all the damage at once since I don't have to deal with fire.
Nope.
How about a 25?
Hits.
Okay. So that is 10. That's 18 plus 27. That is 39 damage total for those 2 hits.
39 total? Okay.
And then I will action surge.
Okay. Get her done.
Does a 22 hit?
Hits.
Alright. That is 7 plus 16 damage for the first hit.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Whoa.
Alright, so that's double dice.
Yep.
12, 20.
Ooh, was one of the... Well, you hit on both of those, but one of those could have been an advantage, your first hit.
Oh. Okay, I'll roll the next one at advantage. That is 29 with that hit.
Well, it's more for the first one, because it would have been the first hit to land.
Oh, okay, I'll roll a
can crit
dice and
fish
see if I crit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, it didn't crit.
Okay. Yeah, the third
Okay.
one's going to be a regular roll.
Yep.
Oh, what was the second damage?
29.
29? No,
Yeah.
wait. Sorry, I asked a question. What was the second damage?
29.
29? Oh, yeah, because that was the crit. Duh.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dum-dum. I was wondering where that came
27.
from. Hits.
Alright. And that is 7 plus... So that's another 16 damage.
Yikes. Yeah, he's taking a big old chunk out of this thing. Damn. Hot damn. Okay. You raged,
Then-
and you attacked, and you action surged.
Yep. Then... Okay. Where am I at on this blob?
Right here.
I'm right there. I am going to skirt around this thing behind it to give my friends advantage on their next attacks. I know it'll make me get attacked once.
Nope, twice.
Or twice. Okay, twice. I'm
Cool.
still gonna-
Hey, Coffee, as a reaction,
Mhm.
for one of those actions, can I go ahead and use silvery barbs?
For one of the
One of the
attack of opportunity. What does
Yep.
silvery barbs do?
One action, which you take when a creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself succeeds on an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw.
Okay.
You magically distract the triggering creature and turn its momentary uncertainty into an encouragement for another creature. The triggering creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll. In addition, I am able to grant advantage on a creature I see within range.
Okay. So the first one is going to roll at disadvantage.
Yep.
Then. Okay. First creature, which is number 3, to swing. Disadvantage. Which is... blah, 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 blah. With disadvantage is 16 to hit.
That is my armor class.
Okay.
God damn it.
You tried.
I did.
Which is 7 slashing and 10 poison. Second one, going for the attack, is 21 to hit,
That'll hit.
which is 4 slashing and 17 poison.
Oh, I'm under 100 health now.
Okay. That's 2 attacks of opportunities. You have moved. Does that complete your turn?
That will be everything.
Okay. Which brings us back to the top of the round.
I did not choose who I want to grant advantage to.
Okay. Who is your
I think I'm going to...
Sorry, just a question regarding that. Does the triggering of disadvantage cause the advantage?
I will read you exactly what's there.
Okay.
The triggering... you magically distract the triggering creature and turn its momentary uncertainty into encouragement for another creature. The triggering creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll. You can then choose a different creature you see within range. You can choose yourself. The chosen creature has advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute. A creature can be empowered by only one use of this spell at a time.
Okay.
That's precisely what it reads.
Okay. Worded a little funny.
So
it's worded a little... where
it doesn't matter whether or not the triggered, like, the target that I impose disadvantage on,
succeeds on their attack. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's because the disadvantage was triggered. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's because they were rolling a disadvantage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So I would like to give it, let's see, who had the higher... Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grant this to Vanya, because I think... Oh, Derek?
Vanya.
You think Derek?
Derek, I want to see Derek drop a smite bomb on this bitch.
Dude, what makes you think I have the spells for smite right now?
Oh.
How does
Quick!
recover their spell slots on a long rest? Warlocks.
Yeah, that won't...
short.
Same with sorcerers. We're long rest as well. Every other fucking spellcaster is long rest.
I have a few tricks in the bag, but yeah, I
need them.
Would you benefit from advantage?
not this turn. No, not for what I'm.
Not this
planning.
turn. I'm giving
gotta
it to
cover
Vanya
Bay.
then.
Okay.
So,
Giving it.
with that given to Vanya, the general is going to be casting a spell. Does anyone have a counter spell they would like to use?
If I had the fucking spell slots. Dang.
Right, cast my counterspell if I had one.
Yeah, precisely. Is it save or suck?
No, it is an escape.
What the fuck do you mean by escape?
Teleport.
Oh.
Another dimension door.
Or teleport. You don't know. Unless you want to make a kind of check and spend, your turn doing that. But it's on its turn.
I don't have any. Well,
It's pretty bloodied. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Just giving you the opportunity before the spell goes off.
Okay.
Okay, I have
hold
a
on.
specific question. Does this spell use its reaction or bonus action?
No.
Okay, damn.
I need deliberation from the rest of the crew. Do we want to try and take her out now?
We don't want her coming back. But we've still got,
I am
4 Aranese?
I'm
Right.
okay. I'm fine. I'm going to keep cutting. So
If we okay.
Nobody gets.
How injured is she looking?
Very.
My my problem is, like, if we finish this battle. Oh shit.
We're gonna need long
Can't-
rests regardless.
Yeah. Goddamn. Okay. All right. I'm up casting counter spell.
What level is that spell?
I'm up casting it up to 7.
You auto-succeed.
oh damn!
Oh.
Her action is wasted, the spell fizzles, and she is
I
looking
I hope she sees me, and I'm going to look her in the eyes, and I'm going to say, "You die tonight." Let's go, team.
And you just hear shouts in your mind right now, because she's speaking to you telepathically. Also, her aura does affect you, was it Karobe or Alira that failed last time?
Alira.
Alira, make me your wisdom saving throw, please.
Come on, girl. It's so weird looking
I am
at Derek and saying
spending.
that.
I'm spending a luck.
Get it.
Wisdom, right?
Yep.
That is a 21.
Wait 2 seconds. Let me go back to the save DC. Ooh, ouch. Sadly, no. Let me roll your confusion real quick.
I rolled an 18.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 21 was precisely it.
23, actually.
But wait. Am I still not under the influence of the previous one? Because I was never granted a natural turn.
Yeah, you did. You took your turn. Didn't you?
No, he
normal
didn't.
turn.
No.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't take his turn, actually.
Alira didn't take a turn, but Alira was supposed to get a normal turn
Yeah.
from the last one.
Oh, did I skip you on accident? Went Vanya to Emerald?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my bad. You got her.
I think Alira should autosave just because of that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to ask for special favor. I passed. I failed to save, so I failed to save. All right, what am I doing?
I don't know. You're
Act normally, because I accidentally skipped your turn.
Okay.
It was rolled that you got your normal turn.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's my bad. I completely whiffed on that.
All right. Well, said the bitch dies tonight. Guess I gotta go with that rather than my other plan.
I'm still gonna let the counterspell go, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
First one. That's a nat 20.
Yeah.
I am casting my level 1 smite because that's all I got left.
Double them dice.
8, 15, 21, and 27. So 4 more dice. 28, 34, 44, or pardon, 42, 43, 44, 44 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
On a natural 20. So.
Okay.
This is a Derek natural 20, everybody. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real. This is natural 20.
Fuck
The
yes!
counterspell. It was.
Wow! I'm sorry.
She was trying to teleport out. Arya, in a clutch moment, cancels that spell instantly. What do you do?
The rapier here, stabs true here and low, piercing here, flesh and here, gut before rending upward, and as though the Underdark itself has come to make its claim, the ground seems to split. What at first would appear to be a light emanating from the earth as the cut along the line of the rapier gleams right in here too before the light settles, and you realize it's not light but the finest of silk spread upward like a great tree before the body starts to parse itself, stopping only about a foot away these two halves being held together by strands as millions of tiny Black Widow spiders start to make their way out from beneath the threads and claim their newest territory within the victim of the hip, within the victim of the smite.
Thanks. Now I have nightmares tonight.
And smite.
It's
counts as-
Alira, and she's. Go ahead.
Smite is radiant damage. Yes.
That is radiant damage. Actually, technically, if I recall, let me double check here, but I believe that is actually bonus damage against. What is it? Divine Smite. Increases by D8 if it's undead or a fiend.
So you would have gotten an extra 2d8 on that as part of
Yeah.
the damage.
Yeah, I realized. Oh shit! Should have went scrambling for that beforehand, but thankfully didn't need it.
The light splits this creature, this shrieking mass of a fiend now. And maybe, as inspired by the guiding bolt that Lagon had fired, you realize that radiant damage allows this creature to not recover. Something like this, otherwise, would be something this creature could recover from. Instead, dust. And when the General Zariel, disseminates into dust, so do her Erinies.
Are we out of initiative?
Yes.
I'm going to run
thank
over
fuck.
to I'm going to run over to Alira and pick her up and put her up on my shoulder and just start cheering.
Oh my god!
I am going to run over to. Well, I'm just going to reach out and touch Embril, and I'm going to cast a Cure Wounds on
Oh
Embril.
damn! You beat me to it. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
What? No, it's okay. I'm not gonna steal Lagon's thunder. I just wanted to. I wanted to protect Bay.
You can punch me in the head and say I need to go to my man.
You with that?
Sorry. I forgot about Emerald. He was just hyped.
But Bay.
Okay.
But Bay.
I just-
Look, my Bay is in another city, okay? I want to go see my Bay.
I'm also gonna run over, linking arms with Vanya and just like cheer on and throw Alira up into the air. Like, oh my god!
So the second Arya gets to her, though, Vanya's just going to scoop her up, twirl her around, and give her one hell of a kiss. Just for
Oh,
that counter spell.
So Embril is going to get back 20 HP from my last second
Nice.
level spell.
Ooh.
Yeah. You both are clutch. Kurobe's also going to go over to you, Arya, and pick you up and put you on the other shoulder with his other arm. And just basically have each of you on one shoulder, like, walking over, like, being hyped.
I'm off the ground. I'm off the ground.
Don't break the old man.
Arya's gonna just like her wings just flash out and in this brilliant light and just flutter excitedly. Two sets of wings, one the angelic, the other draconic.
Well done, you two.
Emerald just
Okay.
kind of claps.
Her immediate attention is drawn for that. Put me down. Put me down.
Sorry. And I'll put. And I'll go ahead and I'll put Arya down too next to Vanya.
Great. I'm gonna go over to Vanya and equally scoop her up into my arms and just start dancing with her in the sky.
Okay.
You were brilliant.
So- She is going to get on Imbril and hold him close and proceed to end up kissing him in the form of lay on hands, doing full health. I am kissing the prince back to life.
Woo!
Okay.
And
So he only needs 14 points if you have more than that.
no, I have more than that. Okay, so I will end up doing so. And as soon as she is done, takes a look at him, looks him up and down, and looks to the rest of the group. Okay. Who's next? She looks up in the sky, like anticipating the next.
Oh, wow. Quite invigorating.
Feel like you can take on the rest of that army?
If I had to sit down.
Alright, I think we should report back.
Yes, I think
See
we
how
should.
things are going.
The general's going to want to report.
There's no remains at all, right?
No, dust.
Okay.
I collect a handful of that dust in a small container, whatever I might find that's convenient at the time.
Lagan would have a vial that he normally keeps on him because he normally keeps empty vials to collect things, so he would hand you one.
You've had potions recently, so that's fair.
Oh yeah. Potion thing too. Here, have bottle.
Okay, well, back to the fort.
Yes.
Can all of you walk good? How injured are you?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
They never touched me.
Brilliant. Perfect.
I'm probably just standing there, all the cuts and stuff and poison seeping out of my chest. Good.
I'm gonna go over to Garobe, lick my hand, and just slap him, and I'm gonna heal him.
To be fair, I still have 86 health.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm okay. I'm very much still okay.
I don't heal you a lot. I just give you back 13 HP. But
Okay. I just thought it
counts.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was funny because I'm the one that was getting stabbed and have all this poison coming out of me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Imbrel, taking the lead, leads you all back to the actual fortress of the fort city. As other members of the Grioran Empire's army, as well as some of the Drow contingent, continue to flood in and start to make their way towards these different spaces. You begin to see a little bit of chaos start to happen as far as the Shadowhar are concerned. From your perspective and looking out into the battlefield from the fortress, the rest that you need in on your mind completely. But as you start to look out, you see that the Shadowhar are starting to lose ground. That perhaps in dealing with General Zario, you've created enough chaos in their army that they cannot seem to maintain a front and begin to retreat from the city, at least for now, giving you all the time and respite that you very desperately need. Imbrel kind of looks to you all and says, well, I'm going to go and report to the general. You're welcome to join, but you all clearly need a rest.
Indeed.
I'll join you.
Yeah.
I will too.
I would first need to find where I'm supposed to lie my head. Unless it's on the ship.
Well, I think there's going to be quarters arranged for everyone, so you'll probably be resorting to bunks, but at least it's better than nothing.
Until then, I
see.
will follow and find out.
All right. Well, come along then. And he starts to walk you all towards where the war room, where he assumes that General Roderick is going to be. And when you enter, you do see that General Roderick is there. However, he looks rather beaten. Ah, welcome in. He then kind of looks towards the other looks like important figures in the army and dismisses them very sort of flippantly, and they obey and leave the room, leaving you all to have a private audience with the general.
We thank you for your welcome.
Yes, I hope we're not interrupting.
At this very moment, interruptions. You don't have to worry about that. I owe you a great debt. If it wasn't for you, I would have likely fallen to my demise.
Yeah, well, can't let you do that now, can we?
You very well
Yeah,
could
that's what
have.
allies do. It's what allies do, isn't it?
Yes, it is, however. I... Knowing some of your histories with dragons, it very much was not expected.
You'd think you'd notice a little bit more by now.
Mm. Well, gratitude is in order.
Yeah.
The enemy seems to be on the back foot as of now, and I imagine that's why you're here.
Yes, sir.
Fairly certain Mercedes is going to be, or Mercury is going to be pissed that she lost one of her generals this day.
Yes, well, she has a number of them. No doubt she's going to find a replacement for Zariel before the week is out.
Speaking of Zariel, I'm fairly certain that was the name that was being called out as those that fell were begging forgiveness.
Fiends are very powerful creatures. Powerful enough to grant powers, in some cases, to those who would serve them loyally.
Well,
Much in
they're going to have to make a lot more contracts then.
Indeed. As the ones who may have served her may lose their gifts as a result as well. So defeating an Archduke of the Shadowhar Empire, I think there is a lot that can be said for your competence.
We're nothing if not good fighters.
You are more than that. You are on the level of gods. But don't let that go to your head.
Did y'all clean up the remains of that adamantium golem?
The scrap is being collected and is going to be put to use as far as scrap material.
I was just hoping to get a look at the whatever that was in the center of its chest before it was
Some kind of
scrapped.
cannon.
Yes, a very nasty one that seemed to practically take out that very thing that was in front of it.
Yes, I called it a disintegration cannon.
I hate disintegrating things.
Many people died as a result, but that is going to be put to use by the Griorn Empire in the near future, as learning about the Shadowheart technology is always an advantage.
What about all of the loose spirits from the things that were bound in ships and potentially other beings? Are those of any danger to the rest of us or the civilians?
To be quite honest, we have no way of dealing with them, as such things are normally turned or destroyed by those of a religious bent.
Do you have access to smiths who can rework the adamantium?
Yes, the Stormcrows.
She turns to Vanya, raising an eyebrow.
Family's full of craftsmen. Emerald and I just didn't go that route.
Well then, I would like to, for the near future, till we push further, like to oversee this craft. Adamantium is not a common material for us to end up seeing worked. I'd be fascinated to learn how it's done.
I'm not a craftsman myself. I am a soldier, always have been, and thus the knowledge of such was always left to those who are a little bit more of a tinkering sort.
It is good to end up knowing the soldiers' capability as well as the armaments. And after all, the creation of weapons and soldiers should be held in equal esteem. After all, I'd like to end up knowing such knowledge would be passed down to their children. She eyeballs it, Imbrel.
He kind of blushes as you eyeball at him. Well, General Rodera says in retort, well, it's it. I suppose it is a shame that I can't create more Witchers. But those like Embrel should suffice until they are all gone. Well, a much-needed rest is in order for all of you. You're welcome to stay at the bunks, as they are the most protected in the fortress at the moment when it comes to sleeping quarters. Going outside in the fort city, or even beyond under the mainland, is dangerous at the moment. But you have done the Griorn Empire a great service this day. And I think the Emperor should know it.
This comes down to defending my home.
As the Emperor and his council will be the ones to properly reward soldiers of war. Soldiers, as you all are.
Of course. And we will look forward to when such a day comes to pass. Until then, though, we best not keep you from your duties, and we must rest.
As must I. Rest well, my friends.
And to you, General.
And he
I hope.
gives you a bit of
Go
a
ahead.
bow.
I return it.
Sort of electric sparks sort of fizzle around him. The smell of ozone kind of wafting off him at the moment. As he dismisses you to go about your business.
Lagan would use a bonus action to use his last channel divinity when he shakes hands with General Rodris to do a second level cure wounds because he looks so rough.
Vanya would back that up with level 4.
Be careful how much you pray, as you still get arrested.
I'm sure that, in light of his situation, certain amenities can be made,
Of course,
especially for...
I heard nothing.
That would be 21 back. I'm surely certain that word of this getting back to the Emperor would potentially give us maybe a few brownie points with Miss La Vista.
And that's 26 back from Vanya.
Do you have an arrangement with Miss La Vista?
No. She just wants my head.
Terrible woman to have the ire of.
Well, when you threaten me, I don't respond well.
The councilwoman could have me killed if she so desired.
We weren't even here when she threatened me. We weren't even on this continent. We were half a world away. In Combe.
Still, terrible woman to have the ire of.
For sure.
Well, I will go find my room. I need a rest.
Yes, well, hopefully your dancing court, when the celebration is properly made, will lighten a few loads in the charisma department.
That's what I have these guys for.
Yes, giant kid. You're dismissed.
Good day.
As everyone filters out of the room, Arya's just gonna stay there for a moment. A shared second of her eyes flashing something draconic. Slits like a dragon before she bows to him. Rest well, friend.
He responds in kind in ancient draconic.
And Maria just quietly smiles to herself and leaves with the rest of the group.
All right. Leaving you all to find bunks, to find dinner, to find company, should you want it.
Oh, thank God, a long rest. I am Definitely finding company with my wife. My fiance. My fiance.
Yes.
Fiance. Not yet. Not yet, wife.
Not yet.
Not yet, wife.
But with that note, when they go to lay down, Vanya's just gonna pull her close. Just, why don't we go ahead and get married before we leave this place? Something small.
Really?
Yeah. We can plan for a bigger one later.
I suppose now would be the best time. You'd be able to have your parents there. Your whole family, even.
Exactly.
I'd love to.
Then we'll start looking tomorrow.
And Arya's just going to nuzzle her head into Vanya's before showering her with kisses, affection, and maybe more.
Alright. Alira, Lagan, Karobe? Any final words
Lagan?
before bed?
Lagan's gonna grab some food and crash.
Mans is just gonna crash out.
He is exhausted.
Robe is just going to play with Zephyr until he's ready for bed after he gets food. Because that is his favorite thing to do.
Zephyr's pretty exhausted himself, so.
Now, I'm literally
Yeah,
just probably have him in my lap petting him.
Yeah. If anyone
all
didn't know any
stretched out.
better, that dog seems like he's yours, Karobe, almost. But there's not enough room for him in Vanya's bed anymore.
No.
As he's getting bigger,
I'm-
too.
I am like, no, I'm probably not even second human at this point. I'm probably third human at least.
Oh yeah, you're third human. Or third person.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Dragonborn are Dragonborn.
Technically, at this point, wouldn't Arya and Vanya both count as person one?
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
Cosmo
that's
would
true.
be
I might be too, maybe, unless I
No,
don't know
Kaz
how
would
much
be
Kaz.
Kaz would be 2, and then you'd be 3 still.
Yeah. I'm the one
Final
that plays
boss
with
that
most.
causes the TPK, the fight for Zephyr's affection.
It's true though. It's true.
Look, I've been feeding him snacks and stuff behind Vanya's back since like session 1, so
He's getting a little
Yeah.
bit of a dog beer belly.
that's fine. It's armor.
He gets his exercise in this fight.
It's true.
Yeah.
He's a very exhausted puppy. Any final words, Alira, before bed?
I think she wants to have a long conversation to understand Imro. The fact that both he and his sister never end up getting into forging and crafting is kind of fascinating to her more than anything. And there's also a pity to it. A lot of confusion. And more importantly, she just wants to end up being sure he's going to be okay. As he almost fell during this encounter. And, after all, she has to secure the future of House Stormcrow and House Mariel. And their futures.
And he just puts his hands on the side of your head. You're always so worried about houses. I get it. But can this just be a moment between us? Not the whole family. understand that point, but
Not yet. Maybe someday. She.
you will have a very nice kiss.
I appreciate that. That was my first.
Really?
She goes deep purple.
As beautiful a woman as you are, and that's your first.
I saw Anya and Arya, and they.
Do so a lot, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're very observant.
I'm trying to observe surfacers' customs. They. Oh no! Did I do something wrong again?
No. I'm simply asking for another.
Oh my God! You're injured.
No. And he just kind of leans in and kisses her.
I think that's fantastic. Who fade to black mode.
Which I think we're going to call the session there for tonight. Give you all the opportunity for a long rest, the opportunity for some company, should you desire it, and let you all level up, for those of you who do, this session.
Hi.
Oh my God.
Look,
What? What's
Bro.
that, Specs?
Oh my God, I'm blushing on behalf of Alira right now.
oh no, I
Bro
couldn't
is laying it
tell.
on
Your
thick.
whole room is red.
Bro is laying it on thick.
Look, bro.
Oh my God, finally. So that's where the charisma is. He just has to be horny first. Okay. All right, I'm done. Oh my God.
Well, it makes sense. She will.
Yeah.
It just seemed like an interesting little. How do we end up twisting this a little bit more interesting? Like, yeah, that works. Wow,
I'm gonna need to.
you have the vapors at this point.
Yeah.
I think all
dying,
of us,
dude.
all
I'm
of
fucking
us.
dying over here. Coffee, I'm gonna fucking need a commission from you of Anya and Arya's small wedding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that so bad, and I can't decide. I'm narrowing it down. Sky wedding or coastal wedding? Group vote.
¿Por qué no los dos?
But you... it's just a
the
ship in the
airship
background.
the ship has proven it can settle in water, or just above it.
There's also having a wedding on a promontory.
You do know Lagan could officiate for you guys.
I know. Well, that's the thing. He's going to be the priest. Garobe has to be Arya's best man. Alira is going to be Vanya's best man. This is how it's... Liberal's family. He gets to sit at the side. Or he could be part of the best man.
How funny.
Yeah.
I'm already plotting.
So is Garobe going to be the
I'm
flower
tossing
girl?
something in game chat for you.
Okay.
We will settle that sort of thing off camera, as, you know.
All I'm saying is that I've never had a character where I have to actually plot a wedding before, and congratulations, you got 2.
Technically, we have more than that.
No, 3.
Yeah.
I mean, Karobe does...
wait till wait till I get home.
Why would? Are you legally allowed to marry Zephyr?
Do not cheapen our love, okay? It is perfectly okay.
Look, he's talking about
Amaranth might
Amaranth.
have something to say about that.
Yeah.
Fuck you for
Amaranth,
that one.
Amaranth being an elf is also an elderly elf. Well, older middle-aged, but yes.
Yeah.
But
She's
yes,
she's like maybe 40s, like,
40s appearance,
just starting
yeah.
to get the gray hairs, maybe.
Maybe 50s appearance, yeah. 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
We have 3 weddings. Here
Yeah.
it is. We're at our 3 weddings. It's happening.
It's happening. And then cause.
It's happening.
Well, to be fair, Vanya promised Arya a bigger one. So,
Yep.
this is just...
4? Look, I'm a sucker for romances in D&D. Let's be real. Okay.
Yes, I'm learning this.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker
she
for
is an
romances
older
and
elf.
tabletop games.
I just gotta watch that hip on the wedding night.
Moving right along. Moving right along, let's talk about some experience for our lovely cast members. So, you all got some experience. So let's talk about experience. So, the way that I do things is that everybody gets experience as part of the... Where the hell is my mechanics of the game thing? Primers. Here it is. Yes. The way I do it is experience is arbitrary, and I decide because I'm God. So, new levels happen at 10 times your new level, and you will get 5 experience each for showing up for the session tonight. So, congratulations for your being at the table card.
Yay!
You defeated a general of the Shadowheart army. I think that's worth another 10.
Oh.
So then, let's talk about some roleplay prompts. And of course, you in the audience, our lovely, lovely audience, get to decide who your favorite of tonight was. So, that would be out of the members of the cast who are here today. So go ahead and vote. It doesn't matter when it is that you walked in on the session, just cast a vote. If you have channel points, you can spend channel points to kind of snipe that into existence. And there's some of you out there who have lots and lots of channel points, so let's spend them, because I don't have any other ways for you guys to spend them, honestly. I need to work on that. But roleplay prompts. Who pushed our plots?
Alira.
I'm gonna vote for Alira. The personal
Alira.
plot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alira, sounds like you got the majority for your personal plot movements.
Okay, I'm taking that one bonus XP.
Best scene.
I gotta give that to Arya. Fucking shutting down the
Ooh.
escape mechanism. The
Yep.
best counter spell of the
What?
game thus far.
Clutch.
The
whole counter spell.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree with
Arya.
Teleport is the
Oh,
seventh
thank
level
you.
spell, so. And that character.
Yeah, and I only had one 7th level spell slot.
And that character can teleport at will, I hope you know.
Oh,
that. Not anymore.
Not no more. Because you done smote her with some radiant damage she can't recover from, so yeah.
The teleport was successful. It teleported to oblivion.
It was a delayed teleport.
Yep.
That does beg the question. What's happening with all the spirits out there? And hers
Oh,
is one
there
of
will be
Yeah.
begging.
Hers is one
Look-
of them.
Lagan is very, very, very curious about that, but unfortunately, he needs sleep before we can figure shit out with that.
We just need to give Kaz one of those flying jetpacks and let him go around stabbing ghosts.
For me, it was a good counter spell, but I would actually save that for best line. My favorite scene tonight was Alira just going ahead with the kiss. I fucking screamed. I don't know if anyone saw it, but
Yeah.
I was screaming.
The best, I
Yeah.
did. The best scene, Lyra kissing Emerald back to life.
Yeah.
back to full health.
Yeah, I'll give it to Lyra. too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was full health. It was back to full health. But yeah, okay. Well, this sounds like Alira's getting the best scene for tonight, too. So, best line.
Arya, you die
die
tonight.
tonight.
Yeah, that was better than
Yeah.
I'm not
the impotence
look.
joke.
One way or another, I'm doing everything I can to make sure Arya gets 1 point of experience now. Okay, that was the clutch play. Okay, I don't care how I gotta force that piece of experience towards Arya. It's happening.
Yep.
Thank you.
Lyra got audience vote.
Lyra's the favorite from the audience, but
right.
the best line everybody loves Arya.
Yep.
You die
I'm satisfied with that.
tonight. Oof. Chills.
Fucked. It was so fun. That was great. I was like, oh god, if I use my biggest contingency was like, I was like, oh god, if I use this spell slot and we end up having to continue this combat, I have no way to get us out. That's what's going on in my mind at all times, is that one spell slot for 7th level is my get the fuck out of here
Ooh,
card.
It's clutch there. Yeah, it's clutch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it came in clutch there. Love to see it. Love to see it. Well, that does it for the experience part. I hope you all enjoyed this fight, even though it really only went to 1 round. I think it was still a very fun experience. You all seem to have fun. Half of that battle was done in narrative time because you all decided to try and kill her in the air before you got her to the ground. And when she tried to bamf out, you said, "Nuh-uh."
Mm.
That's narratively speaking is more of an epic sort of a moment, you know, as a whole session as part of this boss fight. So, and then did that before General Roderick got killed. So there's that.
That was the entire point.
That's the entire point. So, with that being said, thank you all, as my cast, for being such lovely players and playing D&D with me tonight, as well as the audience for being the wonderful participants, as they always have. And you guys, we definitely love seeing y'all come by. So thanks for that. Be sure to do all of the things like follow, and if you're feeling generous, please subscribe, as I ought to promote a little bit more here on Twitch, because you know every bit of that and more goes straight back into the channel for stuff that I do for this game entirely. So the next plan is for all of you to then go on your excursion to go and get the platinum that you need to create the stakes, and maybe even figure out how to collect some of the essence that you need to in order to defeat Death and forbid him from coming back.
Yeah, make sure to show up next time, because we may or may not have a guest DM.
Next time, maybe probably most of the way, if not halfway through the session, we'll switch DMs and we'll continue moving forward in the story, giving you guys plenty of things to discover going out to the Fallfire Plain, into the Calamity Crater. So thank you all so much for watching. If you're out on YouTube and you have not come to Twitch, you should, because that's where we do all of this live. And if you're on Twitch, you should go and check out the YouTube, because that's where I post all of the old VODs, and usually post it out about a week to, you know, give some time for editing and other factors that may or may not come up sometimes, like disconnecting headsets and disconnecting internets, as sometimes we have discovered. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to find somebody to raid and give them some love from the D&D world out into theirs. In the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful night, and say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
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 Good night.